Alright, let's go look at this cage. We just got those panels back from Huntsville Fence Company. They recovered all those in, I believe, 6 gauge vinyl fencing. So the inside of the gauge is just super duper. This was built by Monster Cages for Fury Fighting Promotions. That's who I bought it from. A lot of the cage has padding under it. Some of it on the other side is missing because what we did is I just stuck puzzle mats on top of it when we were using it to train him because it was just a whole lot more protective. But I stuck puzzle mats inside the cage and set the cage panels down on top of it, and it has worked out great for a long time. Uh, this is the type of wood. I guess it's double layered, and this is kind of the each setup on the cage. You got 2 posts or 2 they bolt in there. It's basically 12 bolts that hold all the cage panels together. This is under the cage. This is a bottom railing that all that goes to. Ignore all my shit under here, but all this is just I mean, it's solid steel, heavy duty stuff. I'll show you the catwalk. But all this is numbered, and I ain't gonna lie to you, when you take it apart, if this is something that you take or something that you want, when you take it apart, whoever you got that's gonna come with you to take it apart, it'll be a lot easier to I guess, take some notes or have whoever's gonna put it back together. The guy that I bought it from, when he came down, if you see the pictures, he helped us set it up, and we were just excited to have a cage, man, so we put it together. Now this big piece of vinyl, I didn't think about it, but John Sturgis gave me this, and when he closed his gym, was a Gracie mat. It's a huge black piece of vinyl. It's heavy duty, and it has a Velcro strap because it was a huge Gracie mat. It's big enough, way bigger than big enough that actually there's a whole bunch more on the other side. It's just one huge big piece of thick vinyl. So you can have this with it if you take it, because I don't have any use for it. What I was going to do is I was just going to get somebody that does vinyl work to cut it and make it the same shape as the cage and use it as the cage vinyl. But when this stuff gets slippery training, we used to slip and slide around and stuff on the old one that we had. So I just put puzzle mats down. But what you could do for shows, you could get you some thin 1-inch puzzle mats. They're probably $10 a piece on great mats. Cover it in this stuff. I didn't even think about that, but you can have this with it. And I think he paid $3,500 for this piece of vinyl. It's got an odd shape to it in the corners because it was shaped like his building, but it's a huge. I mean, you see all that hanging down? It's just a super duper huge, big old piece of really nice vinyl. I didn't even think about that, but you see over there, get rid of all our junk. It'd be perfect actually. I never even thought about that. I forgot about it. Alright, so let me get on this side of the cage. Alright, so what this right here is the catwalk. Again, I don't know exactly. All those legs over there, I don't know if you can see those. Let me try to zoom in. All those little legs and feet connect into this. And this is a catwalk that goes from post to post all the way around. It sits on the outside of it. It's about 2 feet. We used it. The girls walked around it, and I even sold a whole lot of cage side VIP seats at a couple cages where we didn't have anybody walking around it. I just use it as $100 a chair seating. I mean, you stick your finger in the cage and touch people. So people really liked it. But again, this is all just fucking reach over there. I mean, it's just steel, man. I don't know how you could build one any more heavy duty than this one. It's definitely not freaking going anywhere or ever tearing up. But that's what it is. Your wood floor or whatever. But it's inside our gym. But there's all the catwalk. It's turned upside down, and it's got this it's just decking and square tubing steel is what it is. If you can see that real good. I don't know how good this video is showing up for you, but if you see, it's just all that, and you got your piers. But Everything's in great shape, man. I don't really know how you could tear something like this up, to be honest with you. Now, this padding that was under the vinyl that goes on the cage, I've got a big old pile of it that when we took it off, some of it was just, you couldn't do anything, but I kept a lot of it. That was good because if you were going to use, and I took all this off as careful as I could, these are all of the, let me just grab a good example of one. These are all the vinyl padding covers. And for instance, this probably came off a door because of where that hole is, and it's got the little notches in it. But you know, this is just the vinyl that covers the padding off the cage, and of course it was held on with little zip ties at the bottom, just like that. But I do have a ton of the vinyl that came off of every panel, and like I said, I took it off as careful as possible. Nowadays, Resolite has some stuff. Resolite has some stuff that has it's the padding like this, but it already has a coating on it, a vinyl coating, and it's pretty decent price, man. It's you can probably cover the whole every panel and the doors and everything for, I'm gonna guess $800, and you just pop it on and pop it off. You don't even have to zip tie it. Cage panels, we got these re-fenced at Huntsville Fence Company. All this fencing, I don't know if you can see it, but this is all brand new. They literally dropped these off, I think yesterday or the day before. 6 cage panels. Everything's super heavy duty. From training on the old fencing for so long, it was in good shape, but from leaning up against it, there were some spots where it was bowed out. One of the cage panels, we just repeatedly did takedowns on it. But this is just all brand new cage panel posting. You got all 6 panels. It's just square metal tubing. Anything that's padding that's for 1 inch or above padding will work for it to go over it. That's all that is. But super duper heavy duty fencing now. Much better than what was on there, even though what was on there was plenty sufficient. Again, all the steel columns. You got a bolt here, bolt there, bolt here, bolt there, and your cage panels are on. Trying to think. Oh, the doors. Let me show you the doors. You got 2 doors, of course. One goes here up the steps, one there, one across the other side. Here's the doors. They just the bolts. There's the pins that go in. They look really shitty on camera, don't they? Dirty, but it's just black. Anyway, there's the doors, totally recovered. And then again, just a bolt here through the, and a bolt here through the fence panels, the 2 fence panels that hold them. Some of the corner padding, I mean, they were sponsored by Carrabba's and some other stuff. Some of the corner padding is here. I wouldn't suggest using it. It's just really, really old. We just never, it's just been under here for a long time. But those are all the feet to the catwalk. Again, there's all the steel beam. It's just, it is what it is, pretty basic. All cages, I think, are pretty similarly built. But I totally, like I said, I totally forgot, see, here's the padding that's under here. There's a lot of that, but man, those puzzle mats worked a whole lot better than this when you're getting slammed. And also, it kind of gives you, if you set the cage down on top of these, let these hang over and just cut off the excess, it gives you just man, it's just nice. It buttons everything up real nice. But that's it, man. If you got any questions, or you know anybody that wants the cage, I'll take $4,000 for it. It's a super duper duper nice cage, super heavy duty, and I'd like a small little cage that'll sit back in that little nook back there. I'm gonna change all the gym around. We're gonna put a bag rack down all the way one wall, and then I want a mat from about here where the end of the cage would be, just the rest of the gym. I just want mat space, so that's what we want to do. That cage, as you see, is as wide as this is in here. It just is. It is too wide, man, and it will not fit back there in that little nook, which is about 22 feet across.
and it sticks out to, that cage sticks out to right here, so our bathroom's right there, and it's not feasible. And we had this slid all the way to the back, but when we started putting shows on, we moved it to the front so we could take it down and take it out the garage doors real easy. And kind of show you what we're working with. This is just a big ass warehouse space is all this is. And when we got a commission, I didn't like them too much, so we quit putting shows on, and you know how that goes. But this is just outside the building, so we just wanted to get that cage out of there real easy, take it apart. So we set it at the front, so right when you walk in, it's just boom, there's your cage. If you got any questions, man, let me know.